What if the next great confrontation doesn't erupt in the skies or on city streets, but in the dark silence beneath the waves? What if the battle that decides the balance of power begins with shadows moving under the turquoise waters of the Caribbean? On one side, dozens of American submarines, from the Virginia-class attack subs to the future Columbia-class giants. On the other, the possibility, just the possibility, of a few Russian nuclear-powered Yasen-M or Borei submarines daring to slip past NATO surveillance into America's backyard. The question is simple, but chilling. Are we witnessing the early chapters of a new Caribbean crisis? A 2.0 version of the 1962 standoff, this time fought not with missiles on land, but with the ghosts of the deep. Before we dive deeper, let's make something clear. This video is analysis, not advocacy. We are not glorifying war, nor cheering for escalation. We are exploring scenarios, capabilities, and signals. Because in today's world, even the faint hum of a submarine reactor can echo loudly in geopolitics. Let's begin with the U.S. fleet. The backbone of American undersea power in the Caribbean would be the Virginia-class attack submarines. These boats are designed to be hunters. They stalk enemy subs, gather intelligence, and can unleash devastating barrages of Tomahawk cruise missiles. Each one can carry more than 40 of these long-range weapons, capable of hitting targets hundreds of miles inland. They're stealthy, modern, and networked, connected to satellites, surface ships, and aircraft in ways that make them not lone wolves, but coordinated predators. And just beyond the horizon of today looms the Columbia-class. These ballistic missile submarines currently in production will replace the venerable Ohio-class. Once deployed, they will carry America's nuclear deterrent well into the future. For now, though, even the existing Ohios can silently patrol, their Trident missiles serving as an unspoken guarantee. Challenge us here, and the response could be global. One Virginia submarine can launch more Tomahawks than an entire small nation's air force. So what happens when dozens are lurking in the Caribbean at once? Now let's look at the Russian side. Moscow's pride lies in its Yasen-M class, advanced nuclear-powered attack submarines often called multi-purpose killers. Armed with Kalibr cruise missiles and Oniks anti-ship weapons, they're versatile and dangerous. Then there's the Borei-Class, the backbone of Russia's strategic nuclear fleet carrying Bulava ballistic missiles. If a Borei were to appear in the Caribbean, it would be a massive political signal. Russia showing it can put nuclear teeth at America's throat, just as Washington projects power near Russia's borders. But here's the catch. Getting there is not easy. Russian subs must leave bases in Murmansk or Severodvinsk, thread their way past NATO patrols in the North Atlantic, evade P-8 Poseidon aircraft with powerful sonars, dodge SOSUS undersea listening networks, and somehow slip thousands of miles undetected. It's like trying to sneak across a stadium with a spotlight on you the entire time. Sure, Russia can send a Yasen south, but would it arrive in the Caribbean as a hunter, or already marked as prey? Let's explore possible scenarios. Scenario 1. Symbolic deployment. Russia sends one Yasen or Borei as a political gesture. The U.S. tracks it every mile, making sure Moscow knows it's never truly invisible. The submarine's arrival is less about military impact, more about headlines. Scenario 2. Escalated standoff. Multiple Russian subs attempt entry. The U.S. counters with a dense web of Virginia-class boats, P-8 patrols, and destroyers. Tensions rise as sonar pings, evasive maneuvers, and near collisions dominate the news cycle. The political fallout mirrors the Cuban Missile Crisis: fear, uncertainty, brinkmanship. Scenario 3. Silent skirmish. In the darkest possibility, an engagement occurs underwater. Torpedoes are fired, damage is done, but both sides try to keep it secret to avoid global panic. A war nobody sees, fought beneath the waves. If the Cold War taught us one lesson, it's this. Sometimes the most dangerous battles are the ones no one can even see. Now, why does this matter? Because the Caribbean isn't just a tropical sea. It's a geopolitical crossroads. For the U.S., it's the heart of its hemisphere, the backyard it cannot allow to be threatened. For Russia, inserting subs here would be an attempt to say, "We can touch you where you feel safest." It's not about victory, it's about vulnerability. But let's be honest. Numbers matter. The U.S. has nearly 70 submarines, supported by a massive anti-submarine warfare network. Russia has fewer than 30 operational nuclear subs, many of which are busy patrolling closer to home. Sending a handful into the Caribbean would be bold, but also risky, even reckless. It would expose them to detection, possibly humiliation if cornered, or worse, escalation. And here's where the contrast becomes clear. The U.S. doesn't just deploy subs. It deploys layers, aircraft like the P-8 Poseidon, surface ships with advanced sonar, networks of undersea sensors. It's a whole ecosystem built for one thing: denying rivals the ability to operate freely. It is one thing to have a submarine. It's another to have an entire ocean working against you. So could we really see a Caribbean crisis 2.0? It's possible. A Russian Borei slipping into the region even for a week would grab headlines and spook policymakers. But would Moscow risk it? Remember, the Soviet gamble in 1962 nearly ended in nuclear war. Today, Russia is already stretched in Ukraine, sanctioned economically, and under watch globally. Adding a Caribbean stunt might win short-term attention, but at what cost? Meanwhile, the U.S. quietly demonstrates it doesn't need to brag. Its Virginias already prowl unseen. Its Ohios already carry the deterrent. Its Columbias will soon guarantee the future. America doesn't need to remind the world it is present in the Caribbean. The world assumes it. And maybe that's the ultimate difference. Russia thrives on spectacle, deploying 1 or 2 units to make headlines. America thrives on depth, dozens of assets, invisible, sustained, overwhelming. So the payoff is this. The Caribbean could indeed host the shadows of a dangerous standoff. But the balance is clear. The U.S. holds the numbers, the technology, and the geography. Russia might try to challenge, but the risk outweighs the reward. In the end, the ghosts beneath the Caribbean aren't just submarines, they're symbols. Symbols of deterrence, of brinkmanship, of the thin line between peace and crisis. So let me leave you with the question. Would Moscow really risk a second Cuban Missile Crisis just to prove a point? Or is this another roar louder than the bite?